Hello, gardeners. What if I told you that you're throwing away microbial gold every time you mow your lawn? Imagine transforming those ordinary grass clippings into a powerful living soil amendment that supercharges your garden. The secret ingredient is sugarcane molasses, and it's about to revolutionize how you think about yard waste. Beyond the compost bin. Every weekend, millions of gardeners across the world bag up their grass clippings and either haul them to the curb or toss them into a compost pile, waiting months for nature to take its course. But what if there was a way to accelerate this transformation and create something far more valuable than ordinary compost? Grass clippings are already nitrogen-rich powerhouses, containing approximately 3 to 4% nitrogen by weight, along with valuable amounts of phosphorus and potassium. The challenge has always been unlocking their full potential quickly and efficiently. Traditional composting relies on whatever microbes happen to be present in your pile, which means the decomposition process can be slow and inconsistent. You're essentially hoping the right microbial community shows up to the party and does the work. But when you introduce sugarcane molasses into the equation, you're not just inviting microbes to the party, you're rolling out the red carpet and serving them their favorite meal. The molasses magic. Sugarcane molasses is far more than a sweetener for your morning oatmeal or a baking ingredient. This thick, dark liquid is essentially concentrated plant energy, packed with readily available sugars, trace minerals, and compounds that soil microorganisms absolutely crave. When you add molasses to grass clippings, you're providing an instant food source for beneficial bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic soil dwellers. These microbes feed on the simple sugars in molasses and multiply exponentially, creating a biological explosion of activity. The science behind this is beautifully simple, yet profoundly effective. Molasses contains sucrose, glucose, and fructose, which are immediately accessible energy sources for aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. As these microbes consume the sugars, they also begin breaking down the cellulose and lignin in the grass clippings at an accelerated rate. This process generates heat, speeds decomposition, and creates a cascade of beneficial compounds including enzymes, organic acids, and humic substances that plants absolutely thrive on. What would normally take 3 to 6 months in a traditional compost pile can happen in as little as 2 to 3 weeks with this molasses-activated approach. DIY Microbial Gold. The process. Creating your own microbial gold is remarkably straightforward, requiring nothing more than fresh grass clippings, unsulfured sugarcane molasses, water, and a container with a lid. Start by collecting your grass clippings immediately after mowing, while they're still fresh and green. So, first things first, you want to avoid clippings from lawns treated with herbicides or pesticides, since those chemicals can, really inhibit the microbial activity that we're trying to encourage here. For every 5-gallon bucket of grass clippings, just mix in 1 tablespoon of molasses into about 1 gallon of non-chlorinated water, and if you're using tap water, it's a good idea to let it sit out overnight so the chlorine can evaporate, or, honestly, if you have rainwater on hand, that's even better. Now, go ahead and pour this molasses solution over your grass clippings until they're thoroughly moistened, but not waterlogged. You want the consistency to be kind of like a wrung-out sponge. Next, pack the moistened clippings into a bucket or container, pressing down a bit to remove any excess air pockets, and then seal it up with a lid. Place your container somewhere shaded, where the temperature stays pretty stable. Within, about 24 to 48 hours, you'll notice the temperature inside starting to rise as microbial activity really kicks into high gear. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, just open the container every few days to stir the contents and check the moisture level. Add more molasses water if it seems dry. You'll know the transformation is complete when the grass clippings have broken down into a dark, crumbly material with an earthy, slightly sweet smell, kind of like good compost. The results of applying this molasses-activated grass amendment to your garden beds are, honestly, nothing short of remarkable. Gardeners report visible improvements in plant vigor within just a few weeks of application, with deeper green foliage, increased flowering, and, more robust root systems. This isn't just anecdotal evidence, it's actually the result of introducing billions of beneficial microorganisms directly into your soil ecosystem. These microbes don't just disappear after you apply them, they continue working in your soil, breaking down organic matter, releasing nutrients in plant-available forms, and creating soil structure that improves water retention and drainage simultaneously. The fungi in this microbial community form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, extending their reach and helping them access nutrients and water from a much larger soil volume. Over time, this biological activity builds genuine soil health rather than just feeding plants directly, creating a self-sustaining system that requires fewer external inputs. Plants grown in soil enriched with this amendment show increased resistance to common pests and diseases because healthy soil creates healthy plants with robust immune systems. The improved soil structure also means better drought tolerance, as the organic matter and microbial activity create a sponge-like matrix that holds moisture during dry periods while preventing waterlogging during heavy rains. Your green revolution starts now. By transforming your grass clippings with sugarcane molasses, you're not just creating a free fertilizer alternative, you're participating in a fundamental shift toward regenerative gardening practices that build soil health rather than deplete it. This simple technique empowers you to close the loop in your own backyard, turning what was once considered waste into your garden's most valuable resource. Every bucket of microbial gold you create represents synthetic fertilizers you didn't buy, carbon you kept out of the landfill, and another step toward a thriving, resilient garden ecosystem. Ready to start your own microbial revolution? Subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more game-changing techniques that put the power of soil biology to work in your garden. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to discover what's possible when we work with nature, instead of against it. Your healthiest garden is waiting, and it starts with the clippings under your mower.